Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning? I missed y'all yesterday. Um, I didn't get to go to the dentist because I got really sick Tuesday about 2 p.m. I hadn't been feeling good. I'd been coughing at night. Then I got really sick at my stomach and I've just got worse. So I had to cancel my appointment. Can't get back in till February 16th. But I'm feeling a little bit better, not much. I think I got like bronchitis. I've been taking Advil, cold and flu, one dose. And plus, my dog went into surgery this morning to get his dental work done. He's got to get a tooth removed and get his teeth cleaned. I hope he does okay because they got to put him to sleep and, he's on seizure medicine now. Anyhow, let me look at my chat and say good morning. Remy, Lisa, Gingerlock's mom, Mike, Sapphire, TC, Debbie, good morning, Sunny Side Up, Keisha. Does my voice sound different, guys? I'm going to put a cough drop in so I don't have to freaking mute cough. And I can't quit smoking. Okay, so I do got us a few things to talk about this morning. We're going to talk about the West brothers that are missing from California City. We're going to take a look at a video because somebody has planted some evidence. Remember, I kept asking, I wonder if there was any evidence of the kids playing with chalk outside. No, there was no evidence. AV Watchman's channel, he's been covering this case, live streaming, and really investigating it. He had took a picture on December 23rd with his drone of the back porch. There's a little table and chairs. There was no chalk or any drawings there. That was on December 23rd. Now, mysteriously, there's some magical chalk that has appeared. First, there was some blue chalk that appeared, and then there was some pink chalk. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to take a look at that video. And the private investigator that's been investigating this case, Bill Garcia, he found a witness in Tehachapi, California, who says that she saw the boys outside of at an Anderson's. Anderson's is like basically look like to me a grocery store. Anyway, she said she saw the boys on December 23rd in the parking lot with two men. Everything looked normal. Then after she seen their picture on the news, she contacted police. I believe she got her daughter to contact police, but she hasn't heard back from them. And she said the boys, it didn't look like anything was wrong. They were with two men between the ages in their 20s or 30s. Hold on. I'm going to play a video for y'all. Hey, Sonia, Natalie. The whole case is so shady. Seems like the police are doing all the work in the background. Yeah. AV Watchman and the rest of the guys that's been out there on the scene, they've been doing some good investigating work. They really have. Okay, I'm going to play this from my phone and then we'll take a look at some pictures. Uh-oh, it's got an ad. Let me get past the stinking ad. It's easier me reading out this because of my coughing and stuff. Somebody's planted evidence there, y'all. I can't wait to watch that video.
Developing news now we've been following for 3 weeks. A private investigator says the case for two missing California boys has now led them to Tehachapi.
Eyewitness News reporter David Kaplan spoke with the investigator about a new possible lead in that case.
Bill Garcia, investigator for more than 30 years, started working on the missing boys case of Orinn Orson West last Saturday. The 4- and 3-year-old were last seen by the adoptive parents at their home in California City on December 21st. Garcia says he met a woman in California City who said her mother was at the Albertsons parking lot in Tehachapi on December 23rd and says she saw the boys.
She said that when she saw the news report about the missing boys, that she was sure that was the boys.
says the woman claims one of the men was African American and the second could have been. He says they were in their 20s to 30s and dressed normally.
She claimed that she saw them walking from the Albertsons through the parking lot, and each person had a hold of one of the boys' hands, but there wasn't any deliberate attempt to, move away from them or anything like that. It seemed normal.
He says the woman contacted California City Police and has not heard back. Eyewitness News contacted California City Police about this and has also not heard back. Garcia tells me he thinks the best place to look for Orinn Orson is in rural, isolated parts of Tehachapi, like Sand Canyon and the surrounding areas.
It is desolate for the most part, with the exception of some ranches. These would be good areas for someone to dispose of a body if that's what we're looking for.
Garcia tells me while he and other investigators on his team look for the boys on Friday and Saturday, it would be helpful for volunteers who want to help to hand out flyers talking to locals in the Sand Canyon area, asking them if they could keep an eye out for any sign of Orinn and Orson West. In Tehachapi, David Kaplan, Eyewitness News.
Okay, so I looked on Google to see how far Tehachapi, California is from California City, and it only takes 41 minutes to get there. Did I not write the miles down? Hold on. Let me go back to my Google search because I want to say I didn't write it down. Okay. So it says 30 minutes to get there, to get to Tehachapi from California City. How many miles is it? Okay, it's 33.5 miles. So, I mean, it's a good possibility. This could be a case of mistaken identity, too. She could have thought that it was them and it really not have been them. Who knows? They need to get the surveillance footage from that store, because I'm sure they have it, and see if it's the boys or not. Okay, so here's a picture of some rural parts. That area. Oh, look at those sweet boys. Oh, let me restart the gallery. I mean, they could have put these boys anywhere. Now, I looked on Google. There's all kinds of parks around. Different RV parks and places just to get out and go hiking and stuff. A lot of rural areas. Okay. Now, I want to show y'all something else. Somebody has been planting evidence. Planting evidence so can back up their story. Oh crap, I'm in the wrong thing. Hold on one second. We're going to take a look at a video. And y'all should subscribe to AV Watchman United We Stand's channel. We're going to take a look at one of his videos. Let me get past this ad. Okay, let me get, and unplug my mic. Somebody planted this chalk here. One picture, the chalk is blue. In another picture, it's pink.
And you're tuned in to United We Stand. So today I wanted to make this video and break something down. I've had about 3 or 4 people contact me on Facebook Messenger talking about chalk and how there is a piece of chalk in the backyard and how there are chalk markings on the ground. All right, so we're going to go ahead, excuse me, and take this step by step. by step. Now I get it. There's a lot of people that obviously we have our eyes open to the hypocrisy that came out of Trezel's mouth, him and his wife included. But then there's some people who actually want to be advocates for them, which is perfectly fine.
We ain't advocating.
And that's
for
why
him
we're
here.
going to go ahead and break down this so-called mysterious piece of chalk that just happened to appear out of thin air. And now all of a sudden there is what is called so-called chalk markings. So yeah, you guys are about to watch this video, and the very first clip you're going to see is the second day, the 22nd of December. The picture was taken, and you're going to notice that there is no chalk whatsoever in this photograph at all. Let's get to the video.
They won't move
The
off the
picture
screen
that
now.
you are looking at right now was taken on the 22nd. This is the day after they reported the boys missing. This picture was taken on the 22nd of December. It's kind of hard for you guys to see, right? What's inside this photograph, just, you know, what you can see probably from up close. So let's go ahead and expand and blow this picture up now. So now you are looking directly at the back patio where he claims the boys were at. Do you see a piece of chalk? Notice where the chairs are at.
No.
You guys just take a real good look at this picture real quick. I'm going to go ahead and just let it run for a little bit without talking. Just take a look at that. Let it sink in. You guys got that, right? If you have to rewind and come back and look at it again after you see these next pictures, please feel free to do so. So the next picture you are looking at now was taken January 12th, and it was taken from a drone. And now, what do you guys see? Just take a real good look at what you're looking at right now. Because today I was told that on the 4th, someone took a picture and there is a magical piece of chalk that appeared on the 4th. Yet on the 2nd of January, there was nothing there. And the 3rd, I didn't see nothing there on the 3rd. But yet on the 4th, there is a magical piece of chalk that just appeared out of thin air. And notice how the chairs are even faced in a different direction as well. Let's take a better look at this picture. Now you can see the magic piece of chalk just sitting there. I mean, look at the color of that thing, right? Don't forget, look at the chairs, how they're facing now. Let's go ahead and do a side-by-side. We see that little blue thing. What is that? Like a jacket or something? I don't know. But that's even moved. And now there's a magical piece of chalk. Would you look at that? So you guys can see it for yourself and be the judge for yourself. Now, today, I get this sent to me. Somebody has jokes. They must think we are stupid, right? Let's get a closer look at this. Now, all of a sudden, we have a different looking piece of chalk. And now there is some type of chalk markings. Or, you know, like somebody wrote down below, chalk drawings. I mean, come on now, man. I mean, who's trying to stage this? Really? Really? Are we that stupid, guys?
No.
Are you guys kidding me right now? I mean, who would even do something like this, man? Really? Let's take a look at those two different colors. Notice the color on the one on the left side. And notice the color of the one on the right side. They must think we are that stupid. Come on now, man. I mean, why? I just want to know why. Like, what idiot went over there and...
Oh, crap. We got to add. Let's mean it.
This piece of chalk there. When we know for a fact there was no chalk there at all. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. Go back to the original picture from the day right after this happened, and you will see the chalk is not there and the chair is in a different position. As a matter of fact, the whole backyard, things are just out of place. Things have been moved. It's just a bunch of stuff that is different. And we have the magical changing color chalk. It just pops up. I mean, somebody did it, but somebody did it after, as in like probably the 4th, because that's when I was told someone went out there, they took a picture, and bingo, there's a piece of chalk. Yeah. But yet all the days prior to that, there was no chalk. Unless somebody else out there took pictures, maybe on the 3rd. I remember being out there on the 3rd, and I don't remember seeing something like that out there, because I would have called bullshit right away. I would have been all over that shit, like quick. Same way I am right now. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, with that said, I do not wish any harm to happen to the adopted parents, the extended family, anyone. I'm strictly bringing the news, the real news that the so-called real media refuses to bring. Come on, guys. This is strictly for news purposes only. Yes, I have my opinions, and I think they are trash. I think they're guilty, and I want to see justice within the court system. I want to see the boys get justice within the court system. Once again, pretty much everyone here on this post, they want to see justice. We want to know what happened to the boys. We want to know why his interview does not match up with his actions that we've seen on the video. There's a lot of questions. We want to know how 2 little boys just vanished. Who knows? Maybe they know magic. Abracadabra, and there's a piece of chalk. Abracadabra, and the boys are gone. But seriously, though, I don't wish any harm to happen to this family or the extended family. We just want to know, where are the boys? The truth. Okay, that's all we want to know. We're pretty much begging. Okay, just let us know.
Where's all the grass? Let me get this off here. Let me get back to my chat. I believe this guy should be a private investigator. He is on the case. I mean, he's a regular Sherlock Holmes, ain't he? I believe him. I mean, I hadn't heard anything about there being any chalk back there. Now, the chairs could have got moved because the cops were back there in the backyard digging around. Oh, Lord, I'm way behind here on my chat. So they could have moved the chairs. I want to know, when the FBI and the police was there, if there was any chalk laying there. If there was, they would take a picture. Okay, let me get plugged back up, or I'm going to robot. There we go. Hey, empirical evidence. He is good. He is good at this. I wish I lived close by and I could help search a little bit or do something. Kind of feel helpless, you know, when you're all the way across the country and all you can do is like follow other people and follow the news. He should hire that chick, Anthony Private. Did it rain? I don't know if it's rained there or not. I don't think I would like to live there because it looks all desert. Hey, Bailey. Whoever did this is going to try and use their location as leverage for a deal like all these devils like to do. Yeah, well, I think the adoptive parents are responsible for these 2 little boys' disappearance. I mean, there was video from the neighbor's security cameras of that evening, showed him outside piddling around. Those little boys never came out that gate that was open. Could they have got out the front door and the camera not picked them up? That's a possibility, but he said that they were in the backyard playing with chalk, and he was throwing wood over. Why is my chat behind like that? I'm going to have to refresh it. I hope it don't mess up. Okay. Now, that's better. Hey, Booze Love. Good morning. Police got to find the last person that seen these kids. Yeah, that's what I want to know. When was the last time they were actually seen? I hope they go to that Anderson's supermarket. I'm pretty sure it's like a supermarket. And get the security footage from the day that lady said that she saw the boys, allegedly saw the boys, who she thinks is Orinn and Orson. I should say it like that. She said after she saw them on the news that it clicked. Hey, I just saw them in the parking lot of Anderson's. I don't think the kids were ever at that house. Now, I watched another video. I think it was on A.B. Watchman's channel. He went to the apartment complex where they used to live and talked to some neighbors. The neighbors said they never noticed anything unusual. The kids, looked well fed. They were dressed okay. But the kids, he never saw them play outside. You got 6 kids and they never go outside. There's something wrong with that picture. Something seriously wrong with that picture. And even at the house in California City, it does not look like there's any kids that live there. There's no toys outside. There's no swing sets. There's nothing to indicate that kids live there. I just don't get how you can have 6 kids and they never play outside. That right there is a huge red flag. I don't believe the adoptive parents either. And it really, really gets to me that they changed these boys' names. The names they were given at birth, they changed them. Who does that? I mean, most people, I thought that adopted kids that were already named, let them keep their first name. They might have a different last name. Yeah, is the house clean inside? I got a feeling the house is probably clean inside. It looks all tidy on the outside. Someone said that he had a temper. No toys in the yard. Doesn't look like they even had. I know. That is so weird. Good morning, Vicky. Bailey, I agree. It was the adoptive parents. I scrolled. I watched the interview too at the old apartment with their neighbor, and same thing. Not allowed out. Avoided everyone. See, that right there is a sign maybe that abuse is going on. They isolate the kids away from everyone. Don't let them outside. And it's probably, because they don't want anyone to see any bruises or the kids to talk to anyone. They would be told on. Afraid they'd be told on. My niece adopted her 2 older boys, and they gave them a choice to change their names, and they changed their names. Well, I think that's different because they were older, Vicky, yeah, that was wrong. When I got my puppy, he wouldn't let me change his name. He cried when I called him another, so I never changed it. Same thing with my ladybug, Vicky. When I got her, she was an older puppy. She was probably about 4 or 5 months old, but they had named her Lady, so I just stuck with that name. I kind of changed it. I nicknamed her Ladybug, and I call her the Bopper because she's always like bopping around, feisty and happy. Most of the time I call her the Bopper. I wanted to change her name, but she was already used to it, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. Shine on, I'm confused as to the name change. Especially as the boys were older. See, I was thinking that too. Like they already know their names. And now here you are changing them. And what did I say their names were? Classic and Sincere were their birth names. He used to carry a ninja stick around. Where is that? Oh, really? I didn't know about that. Let me make a note of that. Ninja stick. Oh my gosh, I about sucked my cough drop down my throat, y'all. That'd be awful to get choked to death on a live stream. Ninja stick. Now, someone said that one of the boys had an injury to one of their legs that happened when they were little, like an infant. Also, we seen the video footage of the time that he said that they went missing. He was not in no panic. He only went and looked for those boys for 4 damn minutes. The mom never came out of the house. That is not normal behavior. I panic when I can't find my dog. If one of them's loose running around, they don't come back home, I panic. Guys, hold on. I'm gonna have to take this phone call. It's Mark and my dog's in surgery. My apologies. Okay, so Smokey's okay. He's in surgery. He won't be ready till about 5. Sorry, guys. I had to take that. My dog comes first. My family. I heard the injury was the reason the boys were removed from the bio mom. It happened at a babysitter's. I don't know how true that is, though. Really, I'm going to make a note of that. Well, how is it her fault if it happened? Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to keep my mouth shut till I figure out why. I am curious to know why they were removed from her, but I'm trying not to focus on that, and, because it's really not relevant right now. What's relevant is finding out where the boys are at, but of course I'm curious to know. I love the name Sincere, but I think it's feminine. Yeah, it's cute names. I like different names. So, let's see. I think that's all I have about them. It looks like, to me, someone planted evidence there. I can't wait till the cops come out and tell us something. Give us some, facts, verify some things. I want to know, when they were there digging up the backyard and around, was there any chalk drawings there? Was there any chalk laying there? Someone changed the chalk color, the piece of chalk, because one piece of chalk was blue in one picture, and the next picture it was pink. Could someone have snuck onto the property and staged that? I mean, someone outside the adopted family, an outsider, maybe, but I think it's adoptive parents. That's what I think at this point. Okay. I got some more things to talk to you about too. Let me get it pulled up. Hold on. Let me get back to the chat. It's the FBI has taken the case. Yeah. The FBI gets involved when kids are missing. Almost automatically, I think. I heard the other child has a knee fracture currently. Oh, gosh. There's no way that he was walking too far. I had a similar injury. I broke my tibia. It didn't heal back correctly, and that's why I walk with a limp. Have a lot of pain. If he did have a fracture, he wasn't walking anywhere. Look, if those boys wandered out of that gate, they would have found them by now. At the time that he said that they were wandering out, it shows on surveillance footage that there was another neighbor leaving. at about that time and going around the block. Because on the video footage, the neighbor that had the footage said, yeah, people drive around that way when they leave because the road's bumpy and usually they come back around this way, right? The neighbor would have seen those little boys. And of course, they would have stopped. The video footage does not show those boys coming out of that gate, and you can clearly see. We need Casey Anthony on this case. No, no, the hell we don't. I can't stand her. She's a devil. She's the devil's daughter. She's got her own investigating company now, though. I don't know who would want to hire her. Anywho, we'll just have to keep following this case, guys, and hopefully the FBI does a press conference soon. Gives us something. Gives us some details, some facts, something. Okay. We're going to talk about another sad case in a minute, but first I wanted to show y'all this. They went ahead and executed Lisa Montgomery yesterday morning. Let me see. Let me get my notes. I could just scroll down instead of reading my notes. 1:31 a.m. Wednesday morning. She died by lethal injection. She was executed for murdering a pregnant woman and slicing the infant from her stomach. The infant baby girl did survive. Oh, let me get my notes. What was that baby's name? Baby Montgomery. What year did this happen? This happened December 16th, 2004. Lisa had been faking a pregnancy. And she made friends with Bobby Joe Stanton. I think that's her name. And she arranged to meet Bobby Joe because Bobby Joe sold rat terriers. And I guess she was in some kind of group online for rat terriers. And that's how Lisa Montgomery came to know her. And she told Bobby Joe she wanted to buy a rat terrier off of her. So they went out. She went out and met Bobby Joe, and she attacked her, killed her, and cut the baby from her womb. She was caught shortly afterwards. But the judge had blocked the execution. But I guess for some reason, let's read this, they went ahead and executed her. Lisa Montgomery, the only female on federal death row, was pronounced dead at 1:31 a.m. Wednesday morning, following her execution for murdering a pregnant woman and slicing the infant from her stomach. The New York Times reports that Lisa was transferred to an all-male prison in Terre Haute on Monday night, where she spent her final days. Shortly before her lethal injection execution, a female prison staff member removed Montgomery's face mask and asked her if she had any final words before her death. No, was Lisa Montgomery's only reply. After a series of halts on the execution, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned a final effort to spare Lisa Montgomery's life late Tuesday night, after her defense team pleaded to allow Lisa time to get a competency hearing. The government stopped at nothing in its zeal to kill this damaged and delusional woman, Montgomery's attorney, Kelly Henry, said, according to CNN. Lisa Montgomery's execution was far from justice. Pleas to President Trump fell on deaf ears after family and supporters asked him to commute Lisa Montgomery's sentence to life behind bars. Had Montgomery's death sentence had been scheduled to take place after President-elect Joe Biden took office, she may have had a chance of serving out a life sentence, since Joe Biden has made it clear that he opposes the death penalty. The craven bloodlust of a failed administration was on full display tonight, Henry added. Everyone who participated in the execution of Lisa Montgomery should feel shame. How about the execution of Bobby Joe Stanton? How about her execution? She was brutally murdered and her baby ripped from her womb with a freaking carving knife. What about that execution? You know what? They say Lisa was abused as a child. So was I. So was a lot of us. It's no freaking excuse. NBC2 reports that shortly before Montgomery's execution, a prison official read aloud the charges she was convicted of. Then someone from the U.S. Marshal's Office called the Justice Command Center to be certain that there wasn't a final stay or a pardon. During the execution, Lisa Montgomery's left hand jerked slightly and her chest heaved several times. Within 15 minutes, the execution process was over. Lisa was sentenced to die for the 2004 murder of pregnant 23-year-old Bobby Jo Stinnett, whose baby Montgomery was cut out of her with a carving knife at Stinnett's home in Skidmore, Missouri. Lisa, who was faking her own pregnancy, met Bobby Jo online while feigning interest in purchasing a dog. The two women arranged to meet on December 16, 2004 at Bobby Jo's home in regards to buying a rat terrier. Investigators believe that once Lisa was inside the home, she cut Bobby Jo's baby from her womb and strangled Bobby Jo with a rope. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bobby Jo was still alive when the baby was cut from her, when she started cutting the baby from her. Prosecutors previously stressed that they believed that Stinnett was conscious. Okay, yeah, it says that conscious and fighting to defend herself while Montgomery used a kitchen knife to cut the baby out of Stinnett's stomach. Bobby Jo's own mother found her bleeding in her living room hours after the attack and contacted 911. She is laying on the floor with blood everywhere, Mother Becky Harper told a 911 dispatcher. She was pregnant. It looks like her guts have exploded or something. The baby, a girl, survived, but Montgomery tried to pretend she was hers. Police arrested Lisa the following day at her home in Melbourne, Kansas. They found Bobby Jo's baby inside Lisa's home, with Montgomery holding the baby in her arms while watching the news about the baby missing. It was flashing across the television screen. The baby, now a 16-year-old, was returned to her father. During the trial, prosecutors presented evidence that Lisa devised a story of how she had gone into labor while on a shopping trip, even though she had undergone tubal ligation in 1990. She had her tubes tied. Nottoway County Sheriff Randy Strong, who worked the case since the beginning, said that the brutal murder and kidnapping had been meticulously planned. Lisa's lawyers, however, say that previous childhood sexual abuse and trauma are partly to blame for the incident. There's a lot of us that went through that. We've never harmed anyone or anything. The ACLU argued that Montgomery was tortured and abused as a child. She was often made to take cold showers and beaten with numerous items. Her mother allegedly taped her mouth shut so Lisa couldn't talk. Montgomery was later raped, according to ACLU, and warned not to say anything unless she wanted it to happen to her younger sister. At age 15, Lisa was forced into sex trafficking by her mother. Lisa began mentally disassociating to help her survive. When her mother remarried while Lisa was in high school, the man allegedly beat and raped Lisa. The government said that Montgomery is not entitled to micromanage the conditions of her confinement for her own comfort and convenience. Well, you know what? She did a horrific thing. It's a miracle that baby Montgomery even lived. I mean, she cut Bobby Jo open while she was still freaking alive. Thank you, Sapphire, for sharing the links. I appreciate it. She fought, had blonde hair and hands where she ripped crazy bitch's hair out. Yeah. I think Bobby Joe, she had a new husband or a new boyfriend, and that's why she was faking the pregnancy. It wasn't the first time that she had faked a pregnancy. She had done it before. Can you believe when they came to her home, when police came, she was actually holding the baby in her arms, watching the news, watching it flash across the screen about the missing baby and the murdered mom. Look at Eileen Wuornos. She really was she was not competent. They put her to death anyways. What makes Lisa Montgomery any different? You know, I know it's lawyers' jobs to defend and try to get them off of death row and stuff. But look, she executed Bobby Joe Stinnett. You know what I mean? Karma. Maybe this family can finally get some closure now. This little girl, this 16-year-old Montgomery, hopefully she can, get some closure now. Can you imagine what it was like for her dad to have to tell her how she was born and what happened to her mother? I'm sure he waited till she was older. I'm sure she knows by now, but can you imagine having to have that conversation with your child? My heart goes out to that family. I'm sorry, I may seem mean, but I don't feel bad this woman was executed. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's sad when anyone dies, but look what she did to Bobby Joe Stinnett and her family and friends. And Bobby Joe's mother found her. Can you imagine finding your daughter, your pregnant daughter, 23 years old, laying on the floor, their stomach all cut open, her baby missing? Yeah, for 16 years having to grow up with this. This is going to sound awful, but I'm just, I'm honest with y'all how I feel. I just think it's better this way for Montgomery, for this to be over with, and she won't have to deal with this in years to come, It's not going to drag on for years and years. She's never going to forget her birthday. I know. I didn't think about that, TC. Good point. Hey, Colleen. How are you doing? Let me get you a late slip. I've been forgetting to hand out my late slips. I need to find us some different cute emojis. Handing out my late slips. Yeah, that poor little girl and her birthday. Every birthday now she's going to remember, or think about, because she can't remember. She's newborn. Think about her mother being brutally murdered. Her being stolen from the womb. I wish that little girl well, and I'm praying for her and her dad and her grandmother. I don't know if her grandmother's still alive. I'm assuming that she is. I wonder if they let anyone witness, any of the victims' family members witness the execution or not. I don't know, with COVID going on. I think victims' family members can witness the execution. Thank you, Charlene. Well, I don't mean to sound mean or anything like that, but you know me, I advocate for the victims, and I don't wish death on anyone, but they sentenced her to death, and I'm all for the death penalty in cases like this. I really am. If anyone's not for the death penalty, hey, that's your opinion, and I respect it. We can't agree to disagree. Okay. Now, we're going to move on to a horrific case. I know y'all remember me telling you about the baby that was missing from Wisconsin. Remember, I said the newborn baby was born at home on January the 5th, and the father allegedly took the baby and gave it to a third party, and they couldn't locate the third party, and they eventually found the baby deceased. Well, the 16-year-old father has been arrested for it. The baby was actually shot twice. Let me get this. Ah, crap. I didn't save it in my link room. So what happened was this baby, and they're calling her baby Harper. Oh my gosh, there's an update about Amber Hagerman's killer. We'll read that after I do this. Let me just... Here we go. So the baby was born at home in a bathtub January 5th. They named her Harper. The teen father allegedly, let me get this screen shared, told the mother, hey, I'm going to take the baby and give it to my friend named Tyler. He's going to take the baby to an adoption agency in, I guess, Madison, Wisconsin. Now, this is what the mother said. She said they discussed several things to do with the baby, such as drop the baby off at a fire station. But they decided to put it up for adoption. And this little son of a bitch right here told her that his friend Tyler would take the baby. And so he left the house with the baby. The grandfather called police and reported that the baby was missing. And that's how the investigation got started. I'm going to read this to y'all so y'all know all the facts. A 16-year-old Wisconsin teen is behind bars after he allegedly killed his newborn daughter. Authorities said a baby girl was born in a bathtub on January 5th at a home in the village of Albany. On January 9th, the maternal grandfather contacted police and informed him that his daughter had given birth a few days before. Hold on just a minute, guys. Oh, crap. Okay, never mind. Informed him his daughter had given birth a few days prior and that the baby's father, 16-year-old Logan T. Krunkenberg Anderson, took the baby and hadn't been seen since. When authorities located Logan, the teen told investigators he gave the child to a friend named Tyler. On January 10th, authorities found the baby deceased. According to the criminal complaint, Logan Krunkenberg Anderson has been charged with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse, and he's going to be tried as an adult. Logan couldn't give investigators Tyler's address or phone number and claimed that they had met and communicated through Snapchat. He said he paid the friend $60 to take the baby to an adoption agency. The teen said he met Tyler in a park and handed him the money. He claimed that he didn't know the name of the adoption agency that Tyler took the baby to, and that Tyler had not communicated with him after taking the infant. After questioning by investigators, the suspect ultimately admitted that no one named Tyler took the baby. The criminal complaint states that Logan revealed that he and the baby's mother came to an agreement that they were unable to care for the infant. He then made plans to get rid of the infant himself. The suspect allegedly took the baby, who wasn't wearing any clothing at the time, and hid her inside a fallen tree before covering her with snow. Logan didn't initially mention anything about the baby being shot. He reportedly said he left the baby in the tree, knowing that she would freeze to death, adding that he fell to his knees and started crying when he heard the infant cry. Logan led authorities to the infant on January 10th. Autopsy results revealed that the baby had been shot in the head. When presented with evidence, the teen allegedly admitted that he had shot the infant twice. I downloaded these court documents here and read them this morning. The baby's mother told police that they had named the baby Harper and described her as having black hair and blue eyes. Oh, I bet she was beautiful. The mother said Logan told her He would deliver the infant to Tyler, who would then take the infant to an adoption agency in Madison. They also reportedly discussed dropping the baby off at a fire station. Logan admitted that the baby was alive and crying when he took her to the fallen tree. A juvenile male told police that Logan gave him a gun on January 8th. Albany Chief Ritter said that the firearm caliber was consistent with the casings and fired projectiles located by law enforcement and crime laboratory personnel. Logan Kruckenberg Anderson will be tried as an adult. Can you believe this crap? Are they going to charge the mother with anything? How do we know that she's telling the truth? How do we know that she wasn't in on this? How do we know she didn't know that he wasn't going to go there and kill the baby? It's possible that she really thought that he was going to give the baby to someone to take to an adoption agency. But gosh, at 16 years old, I know you're scared and stuff, but wouldn't you know better than that? Wouldn't you know if you give a baby up for adoption, like you have to be there? And why didn't they just take the baby and drop it off at a fire station? I can't believe he shot this little baby in the head twice. Took her with no clothes on. I don't care what anyone says. It's my opinion that a 16-year-old knows better than this. That's my opinion. I'm glad he's being tried as an adult. My 14-year-old son could make better, wouldn't do something like this. He would know better than to do something like this. You know what I mean? So I don't want to hear that crap. Oh, it's 16 and they were scared crap. I don't want to hear that. I mean, at 16 years old, I knew, personally, I guess maybe I was more mature than others. I knew at 16 years old that if you gave a baby up for adoption, you had to sign papers. I think that's like common sense. If I knew that back then, kids are a lot smarter now. They should have known that. I don't think they were on drugs. She probably did, Lisa. She probably did know. She's responsible, in my opinion, too, for letting him take the baby out the door. I don't know. I should just keep my mouth shut until all the facts come out. It's because it's a good possibility that maybe she just was that naive and dumb. And really, he really lied to her. I always wanted a little girl with dark hair and blue eyes. I bet little baby Harper was beautiful. Someone would have loved to have had her and gave her a good home. There's so many people that can't have children and would give them a good home. There's no excuse for this. Why did he decide to shoot the baby instead of taking the baby to the fire station? Did they not want anyone to know that this baby existed? And how did the grandfather find out about the baby? Did he know his daughter had gave birth to Harper in the bathtub? I got a lot of questions. I'm going to have to make me a section in my binder here for this case, because we're going to follow this case closely. Now, guys, I saw something about Amber Hagerman, the little girl that went missing. That's how the Amber Alert got started. Remember that? She went missing and a sex predator had took her. She was riding her bicycle. Let me pull up the article. I don't know the exact date, year she went missing, and this all started, to be honest. Okay. There she is. Searching for Amber Hagerman's killer. New technology to test DNA in original Amber Alert case. On Wednesday, the Arlington police in Texas announced that DNA evidence will be submitted in connection with the death of 9-year-old Amber Hagerman, a young girl found murdered in 1996, who became the namesake of the Amber Alert. So I've forgotten about her case, the details. So they don't know who her killer is? Guess not. We're submitting evidence that we maintained for 25 years that we believe could possibly provide us with results that could be a DNA profile, Detective Grant Gilden said on Wednesday, the 25th anniversary of Amber's disappearance. Wow. I need to refresh my memory about her case because I've gotten all the details wrong. Amber rode her bike around an abandoned store in Arlington with her 5-year-old little brother, Ricky, on January 13th, 1996. At some point, Ricky rode his bike home, but Amber stayed behind, pedaling around the empty store's parking lot. When Amber circled around and rode her bike up and down the empty lot, a white or Hispanic man with medium build and brown or black hair, driving a full-size single-cab black or dark-colored pickup truck, approached her. The suspect was likely in his 20s or 30s at the time of the incident. Jim Kevill, 78, was working in his backyard when he witnessed someone grab Amber, push her in a truck, and drive off. I saw Amber riding up and down. She was by herself. I saw this pickup. He pulled up, jumped out, and grabbed her. When she screamed, I figured the police ought to know about it, so I called them. Arlington police arrived within minutes, but it was too late. Amber was gone. The FBI joined in the search efforts for days. The clues led to dead ends. Detective Ben Lopez of the Arlington, Texas Police Department was one of the officers who helped in the search efforts. In 2016, he recalled the frantic search for Amber and how volunteers and authorities alike combed through the entire city. For those first few days, we spent all of our extra time, Lopez told NBC. It was like if you weren't on another call, you were actively looking for her. We were looking everywhere in the city. For days into the search, a man casually walking his dog stumbled upon what appeared to be a deceased child, lying nude and face down in a creek bed behind the Forest Hill Apartments in North Arlington. The apartment complex was only a few miles from where Amber was kidnapped. An autopsy report confirmed that the deceased child was Amber. The coroner reported that she was likely kept alive for at least 2 days and repeatedly sexually assaulted. Her official cause of death was cut wounds to the throat, according to Arlington police spokesperson Dee Anderson. The death was ruled a homicide. Days after learning that Amber was found deceased, a woman named Diane Simone, who didn't know Amber or her family, called into local Fort Worth radio station and suggested they broadcast when a child is abducted, similar to the way they would broadcast severe weather alerts. They were saying Amber was taken at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, thrown into a pickup truck and driven somewhere, and that nobody saw anything. I'm sorry, that's not possible, Simone recalled. The problem was not that people didn't see them. It's that they didn't know what they were seeing. I think Bill Clinton actually made it official, the Amber Alert. Anyways, that is a sad case. I bet the killer, I thought they caught the killer. See, I need to refresh my memory. I've done a video on this before, but I forget things, guys. I actually thought that it was a sex predator, and they caught him, but I'm wrong. I'm going to have to research this case better. But anyways, I bet if the killer is still alive, he is shaking in his boots right now, knowing that they're going to retest the DNA. I hope that they find out who killed little Amber. I really do. And I'm so glad that they have the Amber Alert now. They need to fix that a little bit, though. It needs to be tweaked a little bit. Sometimes they wait too long to issue the Amber Alerts. They really do. Let's see, what else? Husband admits he beat wife with fireplace poker for cheating. Left her in basements for days to die. What the crap is going on with people? Let me look at my StreamYards a minute. My memory is horrible too. Like, I'm a little embarrassed that I thought they got her killer. I should have known that. I've done a video on it. But, you know, I read and about so many cases and watch about so many cases, and it just all runs together sometimes where my memory is bad. Where I have PTSD, I think that's got a lot to do with my memory problems. Why hurt children? It's disgusting. Hey, Mandy. It is. It is sick. There is no rehabilitation for those weirdos. It's just bred into it's just like wired into their DNA. You know what I mean? They can't control it. It's like an addiction. They're sick. I think some people are born that way. They say people's childhoods and stuff is responsible for some becoming pedophiles or serial rapists, serial killers. I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know, wired into a lot of their DNAs. Okay, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah. I wanted to read this story about this husband beating his wife with a poker. I hear my little Yorkie in there going on and on about something. I don't know what she's doing. She must be rolling around. Okay. Husband admits he beat wife with fireplace poker for cheating. Left her in basement to die. She's a pretty lady. Look at that weirdo. So this happened in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania man is behind bars after he allegedly admitted to killing his wife with a fire poker. Daniel Barrett went to the Plymouth Police Department on Monday, and while emotional and excited, confessed to killing his wife, Mary Barrett. He reportedly claimed his wife had been cheating on him. When police arrived at the home off of Gaylord Avenue, they found blood throughout the house, including a trail of blood leading to the basement. Authorities found Mary Barrett lying lifeless on the basement floor with a hole in her head. Dear Lord, dear God. According to investigators, the suspect said he got into an argument with his wife on January 9th. He allegedly claimed that while questioning her about another man, she admitted to seeing someone else. That's when he punched her in the face and blacked out in fury. Daniel reportedly said he was standing over his wife with a fire poker in his hands when he came out of a black rage. He told investigators he hit his wife numerous times with the poker before it became entangled in her body. He then allegedly stabbed her in the back with a knife. An autopsy report indicated that Mary's death was caused by blunt force trauma. The suspect said afterward he splashed some water on his face, but when he heard his wife making noises, he dragged her to the basement. Daniel said he left the victim alone in the basement until January 10th, when he walked to the basement and covered her with the sheet. The following day, he turned himself in. According to the Citizen's Voice, Mary Barrett was a beloved U.S. Air Force veteran who spent 20 years serving her country, including tours in Afghanistan and Iraq. She leaves behind a 14-year-old child from a previous marriage. She went out of her way to be friends with us. She is the most giving, kind person with a generous heart, neighbor Alfred Brinkhurst said. 20 years she served her country. She has a 14-year-old son. Oh, that breaks my heart for him. My son's 14. Daniel is, Barrett is being held without bail at the, let me see if I can say this, Luzerne, something like that, County Correctional Facility. He has been charged with criminal homicide. Should be charged with torturing her and everything. They said that he was emotional and excited. I'm wondering if he was on methamphetamine or some type of drug. Guess his adrenaline could have been rushing, but I don't know. His eyes look a little weird in this picture to me. We're definitely going to follow this case. I need the link to this. Let's see if I can get the link. It's not copying it. There we go. It's not wanting to copy it. What's wrong with these people? Killing their wives and stuff. I bet it comes out she wasn't even cheating on him. I just got a feeling that this was all in this guy's head. I got a feeling that he was on something. I don't know why, but I just feel like that. To wait for more facts to come out, I guess. Okay, I got it saved. Sorry, guys. I needed to save that because sometimes I have trouble finding stuff when I go back. He blacked out and then stabbed her, blacked out, and didn't last long. Yeah. Hey, you never know how someone will react to being cheated on or something like that. So watch what you say when you're arguing. But in this case, I think there's some drug use going on. I wish I could black out and the laundry get done. I know, me too. That's all the hell I do is laundry. For real. I feel like I'm always washing towels. I'm just always doing laundry. Mark has more clothes than any man I've ever known in my life. And more freaking dirty clothes. There was probably, anyways, back to this case, there was probably abuse. This was probably an abusive relationship this Mary was in. I think I'm saying their name right. Barrett, like a bar, B-A-R-R-E-T-T. Hey, Sapphire, I wish I could black out and someone would do all my chores around the house. Because I've got a lot. Mark has been helping me with the animals and stuff because I've been sick, and he's like, I didn't realize you had so much to do. I said, see, I told you. I mean, there's a lot too, taking care of all the dogs and the house and the chickens and the goats. There's a lot to it. Like, he didn't realize, like, hey, when you put the chickens up at night, you got to look and see what they need so you can bring it the next morning. What needs to be refilled and all that. It's not easy. Hey, I work full time. I haven't been working full time the last couple of days because I've been sick, but usually I'm on the go nonstop. That's why my legs always swelled up bothering me. I can't be still. I got to work. I like to work. I really do. Plus, I have OCD, so I can't stand floors being dirty and stuff like that. And dirty laundry laying around, dirty dishes. I can't stand it. I hate doing laundry in the winter. It's double the clothes and they're out bulky. I know. That's what it feels like here, too. Like, I can never get Mark's clothes washed up. I'm always washing his clothes. I mean, I wash mine too, but it just seems like he has more clothes because he wears like thermal shirts, thermal underwear, all that stuff. Colleen, have you heard anything about the missing Maryville, Tennessee girl? No, I haven't. I can look at that. What's her name? I'm gonna look and see. Is there anything else I was going to tell you about? I don't think so. No, I don't see anything about that. You'll have to tell me the name and I'll look it up. I'm taking blankets to the laundry today. You know what? I'm thinking maybe that tore up my old washing machine because you have to wash blankets and sheets. I don't know about y'all, but I have to change my bed a couple times a week, especially when you got dogs that shed and stuff. Same vacuum dust every other day. Cordless vacuum cleaner was the best invention. You know what? I want one of those robot vacuum cleaners that just vacuums by itself. That's what I need. I have laminated flooring in my living room, in the master bedroom. I have tile in the kitchen. I still vacuum though. It's just easier in sweeping. I got a shop vac. I'll take over it. And I always go over it with the damp little microfiber mop thing I've got. Yeah, I do that about every day. Y'all want to hear something funny that happened to me last night? I was so freaking mad. So my little Yorkie Chloe, the one's in the profile picture, when she goes outside, she will go outside and pee in the yard and come back up on the porch and poop. And I got like this big rug on my porch. People can wipe their feet. Anyways, it was dark on the porch last night, and I went out there in my cute little zebra print socks, and I stepped in something real mushy. Yep, Chloe had left me a present on the porch, and I stepped right in her doo-doo. I was so freaking mad. Mark was laughing his ass off because y'all just don't know how many times I have freaking done that. I need to stay off the porch in my sock feet because, I've been sick. Yep, it's always great to step in a big pile of dog crap. I've had that happen. I had it happen not too long ago in the living room. Yeah, Skylar had wanted to go out, my beagle, but I needed to go put up the chickens real quick because it was dark and cold. So I wanted to get them closed in so they could be nice and warm in front of the heater. So I went and closed them up. I came back and I didn't see any dog poop. I must not walk by it and missed it or something in the living room. Anyways, went into the kitchen, come back through the living room, stepped in a big pile of crap. We need poop emojis. Yeah. Hey, that comes with the territory when you have a bunch of dogs. Accidents happen. My dogs usually don't use the bathroom in the house. Chloe, she does at night, and Smokey will sometimes because they're older, but usually on pee pads. Yeah. But hey, she wanted to go out. Skylar wanted to go out, and I was in a hurry, so it was my fault, of course. It's always my fault. Excuse me, guys. I hate coughing while I'm live. I'm craving eggs now. My chickens aren't laying many eggs right now. There may be 3 or 4 in the coop. Some of them were molting and just were, it's been really cold. Now, last year, they laid throughout winter, but they were young teenagers then. Now they're full-grown hens, so I don't know if that's got something to do with it, but they've not been laying. My hen, Bunny, the one that lays the blue eggs, she hasn't laid an egg in a couple months. Y'all got me hungry, too. I'm going to go fix me some oatmeal, probably some peaches and cream oatmeal, and some toast. Oh, Mike, if you live near me this spring, I would give you all kinds of eggs. This year, I'm going to keep count of how many eggs they lay. When they start laying eggs again, I'm going to keep count. I said it last year, and then I got sidetracked and forgot. But this time, I'm really going to do it. Most people that have chickens do that anyways. But I'm going to keep count how many eggs they lay. Yeah, they were teenagers. For real. They were teenagers. Now they got in their adult feathers and stuff. And my white hen, Shirley, the one I had to catch her and clean her butt because it was dirty. She's molting right now, but her butt still looks clean, her behind and everything. So everything's back on track with her. Yeah, puppy pads are great. I buy like a big giant box at Walmart of like about 50 in them. Yeah, and I put them in front of my front door at night because Chloe's on fluid pills. So, and that's where she likes to go pee. Oatmeal, a little sugar, a little milk, and maybe a little butter, Stacy. Yes, I do give them oyster shells. Yes, I do. Now, there is things that you can do to trick hens into laying eggs throughout the winter. I don't want to do that. I just want my hens to be all natural, you know. I wish they'd lay some eggs, but they're not going to, so I'm just going to let them wait till spring. But you can put a little cayenne pepper into their drinking water, and when they drink that, it gives them a warm feeling, the same kind of feeling they get when it's springtime and they're wanting to lay eggs so they can reproduce. You can trick them that way. You can also feed them a lot of bread, which feeding chickens bread is okay every now and then, but it's not that great for them. It can do something to their, what's that called? Their croc, something like that. Yeah, I'm just going to let them do it the old-fashioned way. They can lay when they're ready. Oh, Lisa, Irwin, you have a Mastiff too? Yeah, Sapphire has one. It's a really, really big dog. It's really pretty, though. I think a big baby. My chainsaw still poops on the steps and pees on pads. Dog is stupid and spoiled. Oh, gosh. You've never met a spoiled dog till you've met Skylar Rain, my beagle. That dog does not know she's a dog. She is spoiled. She is entitled. And she is a drama queen. Yeah, she feels entitled to everything, y'all. Let me tell you what she does. When she wants something to eat, she comes back here to this bedroom, gets up on my son's bed, and starts crying and crying until I bring her food to her. And if I didn't give her enough, she comes back here again. She'll cry and cry. And if I don't do what she wants, she'll keep coming out of the bedroom, whimpering and crying. And if I walk in her direction, she'll take off and run back here and jump on the bed and wait to be served. I mean, she thinks she's like a freaking queen. I mean, yeah, I should make a channel just and film Skylar. But the thing about Skylar is I took so many pictures of her when she was little. I guess I must have traumatized her or something. Because when you jerk out the camera and she thinks you're filming her, she will not even look at you. I have to use treats when I do those TikTok videos and kind of hold them up while I'm filming to get her to look at the camera. Exactly, Stacy. Hey, I don't own these dogs. These dogs own me. My life revolves around them. For real. Hey, they depend on me for everything, but hey, my dogs give back to me. They're a lot of work, especially Skylar and Ladybug, and it's because they shed so bad. Yeah, so it's a lot of work, especially with me having OCD. Like when I get off here right now, and I do this every morning, I will have to go in there, buy me something on YouTube or TV to listen to, and I'll be vacuuming off the couch. I'll be vacuuming the floors, going over it with a damp mop, and then I'll be off to check on my chickens and doing laundry. I'll have a full day. People, they are ruling us. I know it. Hey, Love Shack Sarah. I'm cleaning today. I don't want to. I feel like being a pig for a day or two, but then I get all anxious. And you know what, Sarah? When you take a day or two off and be lazy, and then things get behind, and then it's that much more work you got to do. Like I've been sick, so I've been laying around watching the Andy Griffith show. I got Amazon Prime again, and I found every season of the Andy Griffith show. So if I'm missing, that's what I'm doing. But anyways, I've been laying around. Mark's took care of the animals, but hey, I've got dishes behind, floors to sweep, which I did sweep yesterday, even though I was sick, but there's still a few things behind. Exactly. And yeah, it gets overwhelming, and I can't stand it. Can you, Sarah? I can't rest knowing that my floors are dirty or that there's dishes in there dirty. And like right now, it's bothering me because my rocking chair in the living room, I've got a bunch of towels thrown in it that needs to be folded up. Actually, I've got 2 loads of towels thrown in it that needs to be folded. And it's driving me crazy. I've got to do it. That's why I say a lot of times I'm lucky to be able to sit down and do an hour stream in the morning. Hey, Ladybug. Now Ladybug's standing up on my desk because I've just got so much to do in my real life. Animals are a lot of responsibility. I will probably never have this many dogs again at the same time. No offense, Ladybug. Give her a kiss. Because they are a lot of work. And right now, I can't really leave and go anywhere because Smokey and Chloe, you know, they've had seizures before and they're on a bunch of medicine now. So it's a lot of responsibility and work. Oh, my washer broke. I'm waiting for a set to be delivered, so the laundry is driving me crazy. Hey, mine broke like right before Christmas, I believe. And I just got one right after Christmas. I didn't get a new dryer because my dryer's still working good. But I got a Kenmore washer. It was almost $700, but it's a good one. I wanted one that was kind of like the old school ones instead of, you know, just push button and it sensing and me not being able to set the water the way I wanted and stuff. So I got a pretty good one, and it's huge inside. And it's got an agitator. I think it's got, did he say a triple agitator or something? I can't remember, but it's a nice one. Oh, is she your first big dog, Sapphire? What's her name? Sarah, it'll take you forever to catch up on your laundry. I'm still catching up, girl. And I refuse to go to the laundromat. Mark's like, go to the laundromat. I said, I'm not going to the laundromat and catching the coronavirus from everybody that's been in there. And he's like, the clothes are clean when they come out. I was like, yeah, but everything else that they've touched in there and stuff, I'm just not doing it. I'm not taking my big quilts there either. I'm putting them in my washer. I got a huge washer. I've already done it once, and I couldn't believe how big my washer was after I put my big orange quilt in there and looked down in it. I was freaking amazed. And it's got like power wash on it. And if you need to, you know, wash something like that, it's really nice. There's nothing like new appliances. I know it. I'm getting ready. If we don't move, getting ready to have to remodel this whole place. We're going to start with my kitchen, rip out where the dishwasher's at and everything. I got a pretty good sized mobile home. It's pretty big. But we just want a house on our own land, which I own this, but it's not set. I rent the land that it's on, you know. So we want a house so we can have our little small farm, you know. My farm animals are on our friend's land. We lease off of them. Anyhow, we just need our own place because I want my own barn. I want Annabelle to have a barn that's got heat in it and air conditioning. I want her to have one of those barns where the barn style, the door slides. That's what kind I want. Yeah, and it's like $5 to wash and $5 to dry. I know. And you know what? It takes so many quarters to get your clothes dry. Sometimes it's more than $5 worth of quarters if you get a bad dryer. Yeah, it's $5 a load. I wonder how much it costs at home on the water bill to do like, let's say like about 6 or 7 loads. I wonder how much. $5 is a lot to me for a load of laundry. Crap, you can buy a small bottle of Gain detergent for $5. That's a lot, if you ask me. Especially if you got about 10 loads of clothes. You know, a lot of people don't have washer and dryers, and when they come to the laundromat, sometimes they'll have 10, 15 loads of clothes. So imagine spending $5 a pop to wash and $5 to dry each load. And like I said, sometimes it takes more than $5 to dry them because you'll get a bad dryer that won't heat. I think some of those laundromats do that on purpose. They do something to those dryers, so you got to use more quarters to get them dry. Yeah, so yeah, it's like $10. She said $110 to rent to own a Samsung set. You know, it's good they got those rent to own places now, because sometimes, you know, something tears up. A person may not have good credit or don't have the cash to buy it. I got mine at Lowe's this time. Actually, my mother and father-in-law got it for me, and they got it at a discount because he's a veteran. But it was still like almost $700 even with the discount at Lowe's. But it has a 10-year warranty like on the parts. Yeah, besides that, some of those laundromats have no one there and people pee in the dryers. I know it. And a lot of people will bring their pet beds there and wash them. And then the next person that goes to use the washer will get hair all over their clothes and stuff. People's disrespectful out in public. You know, I see people when you go out to eat and they'll have like the awfulest mess at their table and all in the floor and just expect the waitress to clean it up. I don't do that. I try to clean up after myself a little bit, you know, so it's not so messy. Be respectful. Who pees in dryers, Stacy said. I caught a guy one time pissing in the dryers like, what the F is wrong with you, dude? The freaking weirdos. What's wrong with him, Sarah? Freaking weirdo. Yeah, I hope you get your washer soon too, or if you got a whole set, get them both soon. Well, guys, I'm going to get off here and get me something to eat. Go get me a little Coke to drink. You guys are grossing me out. Hey, if I was you, Sapphire, and I was going to the laundromat or wherever he's going, I would take some Lysol spray with me and some gloves. I would not touch all that stuff that, you know, people's touched. You catch their germs. Now, inside the washers may be germ-free. I don't know. I'd spray all of it before I put my coins in or anything. You should have called the police on him if you caught him peeing in the dryer. I would have. I know people hate to get involved in things like that, but he's probably a predator, truth known. If he would do something like that, he's got something bad wrong with him. Goodness gracious. It's against the law to urinate in public anyways. Yeah. What is that called? Public indecency or something like that. Have a great day, Mike. Everyone have a great day. I will see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place. If there's any updates today on the West Brothers, I will let y'all know. If y'all see anything, leave me a comment or get a hold of me in Discord. Anyways, have a great day. Be safe, be kind, and peace. And as always, thank you for your support.